Let's talk about the viewport menus inside Cinema 4D. Here you can see the view of perspective. Here we can see some menus over here is all regard to the viewports. Let me explain about the view menu over here, but first let me create a small setup of the object to explain about this view menu. I go here in my basic primitives option. I click over here and I create a cube. I move this cube little far from my center point or center of this grid. Then I go over here again and I click on this torus. I just drag this torus from the center, and then after I click a sphere over here and drag it in different axes. Okay. Inside view menu, the first option is called undo view, but it's not active right now because we are using a very basic or default viewport angle. So I just modify this angle by using our shortcut key Alt left click for rotation, middle mouse roll for zoom in zoom out, and Alt and middle click for panning. Now to reset that, or I just want to undo this movement viewport angles, so I go inside a view. I say undo view. See, step by step I'm going back to see my default view. Fine. And to reset that, I just go to frame default and I can see it's directly jump back to my startup viewport angle like this. Sometime by accident we zoom it in and we can't see the all object, or we can't see particular objects. I want to frame them all object in one viewport. That time I can go inside view and say frame all. When I click on this frame all, I can see my entire object in one view. This adjusts our viewport angle according to our object spread. Let's talk about the camera menu. When I click on this camera menu, you can see we got some navigation option over here, a camera option over here, and some views over here like a perspective view. I can click on this parallel option to see my object in parallel view. I click on this left icon so you see my object from left side, from right side, from front, from back, from top, and from bottom. Cinema 4D provide different type of angles over here. You can click on these different type of angles like a bird view. You can see now the object from a bird view. These different type of angles over there, camera angles over there. Military, something like this. Frog, see, something like this. Low depth of field. You can adjust the camera angles as you just go jump back to a perspective view like this. If I want to zoom on particular object, so just select that object and go inside view and click on this option called frame selected object. When I click on this object, now I can see sphere at a center. So I can concentrate on this object by using this simple option. When I click on this torus over here, I can click and say I want to see the torus in a center. So I just go and click on this frame selected object to see my torus at the center. This you can navigate the viewport. Let's talk about the display option inside Cinema 4D. Let's talk about display option inside Cinema 4D. Viewport options. I click on this display. You can see different type of shadings option available over there. I can click on this quick shading. It's look same like this, but when I click on this quick shading with lines, you can see a segment on this object. Okay, this appear on the all object. I say frame all. So you can see this segment or line you can see on each and every object. Then I go to the back or default again, quick shading. This you can see the shadings over here. Option menu. Option menu is for a different or high-end part. We can set our texture over here. We can create a normal option over here. You can see the level of detail. See, sometimes what happen, we create a very heavy model, and navigating this heavy model is a little bit different, a little bit difficult for us. That time we can reduce the quality of that model by using this option. It's just for a viewport, not for a final output. I just click on this low, you can see it's showing me very low quality of this object. Again I go inside this option, layer of details, and I click on this high. So you can see, I can see the high res file or high quality of this object. In option, this option called configure. By using configure, we can configure our viewport in detail. Something like I want to change this name. So what will I do? I just go and just retype it, my cam, and you can see it's changed to that name. If you don't want to see this object in the shading, you can click over here and keep it as a hidden line or lines. You can see this object in lines. I just go back to wireframe and I click over here and say quick shading. Lots of different options available over here to modify your viewport, like a filter. I don't want to see this grid. I can click over here on this grid icon and just remove this tick mark from the grid option. You can see now I can't see my grid. You can reactivate that by just clicking over here or go inside filter menu and just click on this grid option. Over here you can see a small dotted line over here. Over here you can see a small red line over here. It's called horizon. I can hide that by using this small click, and I can reactivate that by using this small click again. This you can modify the filters by using a viewport menus. Views, you can modify views, like you can adjust some title. We can modify some view property by using this view option. Like you can frame your scene by using this title save and action save option. You can zoom it, zoom out. You can change the Excel option by using this view option. Next thing is a back. Back is for a background. We can add some background inside this viewport, but it's not available for this perspective or 3D views. It's only available with 2D views like a front, top, left, etc. I show you in a minute. I press F2 for top viewport. Here you can see this image action option is available. I click over here. I go to pictures option. Back option. I click on this back. Back option is not available with any perspective or 3D view. Is only available with a 2D view like a top, front, left, right, etc. So I press F2 to jump to my top view. See, whenever I in this top view, I can see the image menu is activated over here. I click over here to navigate or to search any background or any background picture for this viewport. I go to the picture option over here. You can see there's one small photograph is there or image is there. I can click and open that. Now you can see it's become my background. So I use this for a reference to create artwork in 3D. Sometimes we draw some shapes, we draw some character, and we keep that as a background and then trace inside Cinema 4D to create that character in 3D. You can scale this background by using this X and Y. You can change the transparency setting of this like this. There are different type of mode. Nearest, okay, is for zoom in, zoom out. I keep it linear. That is good for this kind of files. This way you can change the background of any viewport. This way you can change background of any 2D viewport inside Cinema